Hey guys, welcome back to Ultimate S&S. So today we're going to be discussing a few things in depth. But first, I want to show you something that I've done over here in the garden, and it's not going to take but a second to check this out, guys. What I am doing is I am just using Diatomaceous Earth to help prevent, understand, bugs from getting into my garden. Now, it is a good way to treat, but if you have a serious infestation, then you need to look into something a little more serious. But if you will come out once a week and use some Diatomaceous Earth, just spray the bottom side of your leaves on your plants where bugs and beetles like to get, it's going to eliminate your problems. You're not going to have to fight it all summer. So here's that clip, guys.
So you might be wondering what to do about those pesky little beetles that get on your garden plants. So the easiest thing you can do is get some diatomaceous earth. It looks like I sprayed it on top, but I didn't. I sprayed up inside, which will get any beetles that are under the leaves. And you want to do that with anything that's going to be attracting beetles to eat, because this diatomaceous earth will kill your beetles and it does not harm your plant. The next time you water your garden, that's going to wash down and it feeds it like calcium. That's all you do, guys. As you can see where I've come down through here and I sprayed under all the plants.
So applying diatomaceous earth is rather simple. You just want to make sure that you have some sort of a way to take and actually spray that diatomaceous earth. Usually the bag will come with some kind of a puffer bottle. If it does not, you can find just about anything you want to use, as long as it has a narrow tip where you can make that into a mist, guys. And that you want to spray that on the bottom of the foliage. You can spray it down around the roots if you want to. Usually I do that about midday. The reason I do it at midday is it's been watered, the ground's dried up, the plants have dried off. When you use diatomaceous earth and you get moisture to it, it no longer works. So it's only good for about a day. So you can wait and see if you get an infestation. Me personally, when I see bugs kind of kicking up, what you're going to see when you use any type of a manure compost, you want to take and you want to spray the bottom of those plants and stuff. And what that's going to do is it's going to kill a lot of those insects, but it's also going to detour a lot of them as more of an irritant, and they won't come into your garden. The biggest pest I'm worried about out here is not really so much the bugs, it is the turtles. We have a lot of, or tortoise, I guess there is the correct word. Turtle is more of an aquatic creature. These are gopher turtles and box turtles and stuff. And they will come and they will eat your lettuce. Now, there's a mixed review on that. So some people say turtles are great to have because they eat bugs and stuff like that. When you see them heading for your lettuce row, they're not coming in there to get bugs. Keep the pests out. You can keep turtles out fairly easy, but all you have to do is make a round out there every now and then. So I understand that a lot of people at work and they don't really have the time to go out into the garden constantly throughout the day and stuff like that. But hey, that is part of having a garden and stuff. You're going to run into pests. So if you see that you're getting turtles, you can try to put a fence up. Understand, gopher turtles will dig under it. If you're dealing with bugs, diatomaceous earth is the way I would go. They have a lot of other different types. So when you start dealing with tomato pests, you can get neem oil and spray that on the plant lightly. Don't coat it. Spray it lightly. But the easiest way that I found is actually you just take some Dawn dish soap, any kind of dish soap. I use Dawn, and you just put a little bit of that in a spray bottle of water, and you spray your plants. It's something about that soapy water, not a high concentration of soap, mind you, but something about the soapy water tends to keep bugs off your plants and stuff like that. So some good tips for you when it comes to gardening. Now, on to the bigger issues. I went out to the store just a little while ago this morning, and the pricing, as I know we've talked about this, it's insane. I mean, it is insane. There's hardly anything on the shelves in the meat aisles. So apparently there was a big recall with beef here just recently, and there's actually I posted up in the what was it, the community tab, an article about one of the ranchers that is having to sell a lot of his cattle because he cannot get the hay and the grain and stuff to feed his cattle. And understand, we're not seeing the issues that are coming from the fertilizers yet. This is stuff from the past year and a half, 2 years that's been going on with all of the lockdowns we've had and stuff like that. So those prices on your beef are fixing to go through the roof. Now, people have been wondering, what about pork? What about swine? You know, pigs and stuff like that. Well, the only thing that I had found, it's been a couple weeks ago, is that the H5N1 virus can, although it's rare, but can actually infect pigs, not just birds. And the cases where it has infected pigs, they say right now it's not detrimental, like going to kill them. Sorry, guys, I got a piece of mustache here tickling. I got to get in here and trim that up. But as we see with any kind of, disease or anything that's going across, it has a way to modify itself. I think it's a lot of gain of function stuff going on personally, but it has a way to modify itself. And what that's going to do is, my opinion, here in the next few months, we're going to see that. I'm guessing probably around middle of June, we're going to see where this H5N1 will mutate, and then it will actually start affecting the pig population as well. Understand, all of this is to get rid of the normal foods that you and I eat. So your options are going to be pretty limited. You're going to eat whatever they supply, or you're going to eat what you grow. Now, how soon we're going to get there, I have no idea, guys. I really don't. I'm not a psychic or anything like that. But what I do know is that you still have a little bit of time to prepare. But understand, guys, if you've not been prepping, you need to go to the store today, and you need to get food now. The reason I say that is you don't understand. The prices are coming up. The availability is fixing to not even be there, which is really going to throw the prices up. It is going to be impossible to prep by buying stuff at the store. So I know it has taken a while to get this channel to where we're at now, which is where we're growing a lot of our own foods and we're raising a lot of our own foods and stuff. But understand, this was a personal project that I've decided to put on the internet. That way people can come in and see that, yes, it can be done. I'm one person doing this stuff. If you have a family, especially if you have children, when it comes to chickens and stuff, the kids love chickens. They're not aggressive. Get you some good breeds. One of the best breeds that I have seen thus far is probably the Buff Orpingtons, as far as just being friendly. Now, as far as they get rather large, so that might scare some of your kids and stuff. But when it comes down to it, you can actually look at the Black Australorps, the Americanas, and those are all real sweet breeds. They don't really get too aggressive and stuff. Stay away from brown leghorns. They're very aggressive. What I'm discovering with the ones I've got out here, I mean, these guys are, half the size of these other birds, and they kind of roll the roost in there at night. That's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. It's just aggression in the bird. So I'm not going to be keeping a lot of brown leghorns. I don't want aggression bred into my birds. So when they reach the proper size, those guys are going to be getting butchered out. I will probably keep the black copper Moran. As long as that is a female, I'll keep it. But that's going to give me about 6 layers and then a rooster. So that's not too bad. It's a couple more than I was looking to keep, but hey, it's fine for now. But the point of this is you need to be figuring out a way to live sustainable at this point, because you're not going to have, I mean, I don't know how much money you make, obviously, but you're not going to have the funds to be able to put back a year or two worth of food unless you've got several $1,000s, at least 1,000 back. And even then, it's going to be hard to do it, guys. We were getting canned food back when it was 38 cents a can, and it's pushing $1 for the same can of food, and they're making the can smaller. So you're getting a smaller portion, and you need to understand that they're making it impossible to prep at the grocery store. That's what it is. That's what the point is they want to make it so you can't just go get what you need at the store and get stockpiled up. And the reason for that is not they're sitting back keeping the food for themselves, though I think that's partially some of the stuff that's going on. They're stocking their bunkers and stuff because they want to kick off a war with all this crap that's going on over in Europe and all. I could be wrong on that. Doesn't really matter. The fact is, we see the prices, we see the food supplies dwindling, we see the farmers that are having to sell their cattle. We're seeing ranchers sell their cattle. We're seeing farmers say, we can't plant crops this year, we can't afford the fertilizers. And people are just sitting back like it means nothing. Like, well, that's okay, I got a job, I'll still go buy food. There's not going to be any to buy. You're going to be buying cultured meat, stuff grown in a lab that is not actually off of an animal. It's just stuff that's grown in a lab. You think spam is gross or bad for you? You gonna eat something they're growing in a lab? Nope, not me. I'll eat spam long before I eat that. But if you look at stuff like corned beef, used to be $1 a can, sometimes cheaper. It's $5 a can for corned beef. That's insane. And then you're looking at your chunk chicken, which used to be, two for $1, and you're looking at $1.38, $1.50 for a can now. You're looking at chili beans and stuff like that, whether they are, already canned, which is a good way to get it. So I was paying 78 cents for a can of that. It used to be 48 cents. Then it went up 78. It's $1.28 now. It was 78 cents 2 weeks ago. It's $1.28 a can now. It's insane. But that's the way it works, is that they're just they're just dwindling out the last of the supplies and stuff, and they're just selling it off. And we are being told by people a lot smarter than we are, that usually keep their mouth shut, that if you don't get food, if you don't stockpile food, and we're talking like a year's supply, at least 6 months, that you're probably going to starve, because the price is going to go through the roof. We're seeing the gas prices keep going up, and I don't know what kind of strain that has put on your wallets and your pocketbooks. But what I can say is it's insane. I don't go anywhere anymore. If I have to go into town, I wait, and I try to go in once or twice a month. That's it. I try to make sure that when I go into town, it's the same time, like if my dad's got a doctor's appointment or we're picking up some prescriptions or something, that's the only time we go into town. And I'll do all my grocery shopping and stuff that day and come back home, and I don't go back out into town. We have a small gas station up the road to go to on occasion, but their prices are going up. They want $6 for a loaf of bread. $6. That's what it costs. It used to cost $3, which is about the average price at Walmart, around $2 to $3 for a loaf of bread. And we're going to see that price continue to come up, especially with people talking about that there's grain and wheat issues. Expect to see those prices continue to climb. We are approaching the precipice of a time when the way of life that we grew up knowing, well, one, it's already changed from when I grew up as a child, but the way of life we've seen the last 5 years, it's going to be gone. It's changing. And we can say, well, if we can get this guy as president or this one as president, it's not going to matter. Understand, presidents are figureheads. They are up there. They are a person that is elected to represent. They can do a little bit up there when it comes to executive orders and stuff, and they can help try to stop some stuff. But when they do that, you see what happens. They are attacked vehemently, and they know that he's going to run again. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to throw as much mud against the wall and see what will stick. That's where all of these lawsuits and all of these criminal investigations and stuff, that none of them are sticking because there's nothing there. And I think that that's interesting, that they will announce on the news that the new investigation has started of whatever it is into the 45th president, because they know he's going to run again, and they know he will win. They know that he's probably going to get votes from people who voted for Biden, who voted for Hillary, because they're seeing the messed up mess. But understand, even if he wins it, he's got a big fight. You think the fight he had during his first term was bad? It's going to get a lot worse. And they just go skirt right around the president anymore. They keep him tied up with all kinds of stupid stuff going on where he can't really respond the way it needs to be done in this country. What we need to do during midterm elections is start voting the Democrats and liberals out of office. Start voting these rhinos that are Republican name only out of office. Start voting anyone who does not stand upon not just the Constitution of this United States, but they don't stand on a biblical morality. They need to be out of office. That's how you get your country back and get it back. Now understand, when that happens, it's going to be just like it was with the riots and things in the streets. And what you want to do is, if it's not in your town and it's not hurting your family, let the government handle it, let the police handle it, let National Guard handle it, things like that. But if they come to your house and they go to attack your family and stuff, then yes, you handle it. That's how it's done, guys. This is America. We can defend our homes. We have a castle law. We have stand your ground. In my state, I don't know about your state. If your state you don't have any self-defense, guys, my recommendation, get a different state, because it's fixing to get ugly. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. We're doing some new membership stuff. For those that are interested, you don't have to feel obligated to do that, but there will be some perks there for people. So one, you're going to have some sort of new emojis. I'm not really sure how this stuff works. It's something new that just opened up, so I'm going to put it out there for whoever wants it. When you sign up for membership, there's like 3 different classifications. Understand that all 3 of those classifications are going to get you the same access to member content, which is going to be more of our in-depth videos, like things talking more in depth about Neuralink, the metaverse. It's going to be more things that are going to be scripturally, focused, as well as what's happening around society. Because a lot of stuff, when I put it up in public, it usually gets hit or it gets taken completely away and don't know where it went. So I'm going to put that in the membership area. That way it's not offending people. Understand the membership area is for those who want truth, biblical truth. That's going to be there. There will not be anything allowed in there like people trying to come up with schemes for crazy, like whatever you want to call those, black ops type stuff or whatever. I don't get into that I don't get into chaos. I don't get into any kind of violence. So that is not what the membership area is. And if you're caught doing that kind of stuff and they're trying to stir violence and stuff up, you would be removed from that. But if you want to get true information, like I try to provide on this channel, but without as many of the filters, understand that's going to be in the members area. And it seemed like they have like set prices on that stuff, and I picked the lowest stuff I could find. It seemed like one of them was $1 or something like that, or $1.99. Then the other was like $4.99, and then they had one for $9.99. And what that does, you're going to get the same content at the $1 or $2, whatever it was, as you would at the $10 a month. But that's up to you. I know there's some people that have asked, about donating money and stuff like that, and I don't deal with PayPal and mess like that, but if you're interested in those types of videos and you want to do something like that, then you can click on that membership thing. But understand, it's not required, guys. I'm going to give the same truth here as I give there, but it's going to be a little less censored in the membership area, just because the people that are there, that they want to see that. I don't have to worry about them coming in and be like, oh, this guy's talking too much about God over here. So anytime that I mention the name Jesus, like I just did now, my monetization drops to about 30% of what it was. I don't care. I speak truth on this channel. I want people to understand that, there are people who care about them. There are people that are going to give you the truth. And I hope that you don't look at this membership thing as a way to, you have to pay money to do that. It's not what it is at all. It's something that's up there because I know a few people have asked about it, so that's where it's at. It will have we will, once I figure out how to do it, have what they call member live streams and things like that, which will be live chats and stuff, just sitting down, get to know everybody in the membership areas and stuff. And my plan for that is a lot of my members and stuff that come over to there, I would like to train some moderators, to get us some moderators in here, people that will be able to share the links and stuff. And eventually when we do live streams and stuff, if we have people in from other channels and stuff, maybe help share some of their content, explain what it is that we're looking for in content that we will share. So I know there's a lot of great videos and there's a lot of great references out there. I don't recommend a lot of different channels, and the reason for that is I'm very particular about what I will put in front of my eyes. I want to make sure that it is truth, that one is not fear mongering. I don't get into fear mongering at all. I will tell you exactly what's happening that I see, and I will tell you exactly how I'm dealing with it, which is going to be some type of a work on my behalf, but a whole lot of faith, and then the rest of it's in Jesus' hands. That's the way it is, guys. That is life. Nothing for me has changed in life with Biden getting in office. I know people are like running around, this is the end, this is the end, and all this stuff. Nothing has changed for me. The reason it hasn't changed for me is because I have been removing myself systematically from society as it is anyway. I've always wanted to live a life where it's just self sustained, and I'm finally getting to that point. And for those who want to learn that, that's what Ultimate S&S is about. It is the ultimate sustainability and survival. I had to trim that down to the S&S because it was kind of a mouthful for me to even say, honestly. But I hope that you're enjoying the content, guys. We're going to get out of here.